Take the next right onto Aragon Road, then turn right onto London Road. Turn right onto London Road, A310. In 300 yards, turn left onto Whitton Road, B361. Turn left onto Whitton Road, B361. In a quarter of a mile, at Whitton Road roundabout, take the first exit onto Chertsey Road, A316. Exit the roundabout onto Chertsey Road. Continue on Chertsey Road for 1.5 miles.
To pick up on the last hour of Ali Mirage's show, the millennial disdain for the governing party. There's a report out in the coming week by Onward, which says that millennials are a ticking time bomb for the Tories. Well, you know, is that a surprise? But what is interesting about this report is that it's shown a direction of travel reversal in terms of age and political allegiance. As people get older, they usually get more right-wing. Apparently, no longer, and we're going to be looking at why. 9 p.m, you may not have seen this, but today, it is Sunday the May the 28th, it's Celebration Day. This is a day, this is the second year this has happened, where everybody, there are celebrities like Helena Bonham Carter, said this is a day that we pause to commemorate and celebrate those we love. Do you think we need, in this country, a celebration day? Or do you think it's a bit Mexican Day of the Dead for you? But now, 7 p.m, well, it's not 5 minutes past 7. Those Just Stop Oil protesters were at it again yesterday, and a couple have been arrested. One is called Samuel Johnson, which amused me. They stormed the rugby at Twickers, and of course we saw those. And I was thinking about it on the way here. I think the reason why this gains such traction is it does make extraordinary pictures.
In a quarter of a mile, at Hospital Bridge roundabout, take the second exit onto Great Chertsey Road, A316.
Of paint on the green bays, the hallowed green bays of the Crucible during the snooker final. And on the pitch, the hallowed turf of Twickenham. Of course, you know, you can see this is irresistible catnip to news photographers. This means that their protests literally go viral and make their way onto the front pages. At the same time as we've seen these protesters arrested at Twickers, we've also heard news that Keir Starmer is basically agreeing to their main demand, which is to stop and ban any further drilling.
Exit the roundabout onto Great Chertsey Road. In half a mile, take the A312 exit towards Heathrow Airport, Hounslow.
Do you agree? 0345 6060 973. Obviously what Keir Starmer is saying, he's going the pause on oil and gas. No, not the pause. The decision to stop further drilling in the North Sea. So it's not a pause, it's a final curtain for oil and gas in the North Sea, apart from the 2 oil fields that have already been signed off. A whole other conversation about that is whether this is going to jeopardise our energy security and drive our bills up. I want to park that and talk about protest. Does
take the A312 exit.
Weekend show that Just Stop Oil is right and Just Stop Oil has worked? 0345 6060 973.
In 300 yards, at Apex Corner, take the 4th exit onto Hampton Road West, A312.
They won you over. I'm going to talk about my opinion on that, but let's just have a quick listen to the moment Just Stop Oil activists invaded the rugby match at Twickenham yesterday.
The protest is continuing.
Exit the roundabout onto Hampton Road West.
The crowd, the rugby fans booing.
Continue on A312 for 2 miles.
Interrupted for 5 minutes. Well, not a great disturbance in the great scheme of things, is it? 5 minutes, or a flower show being scattered with orange paint. Given what the aim of Just Stop Oil is. I mean, contrast what they want to do, which is to save the world, with 5 minutes of a rugby match or a bit of disruption at the Chelsea Flower Show, where you have those, you know, Chelsea matrons wearing floral midi dresses being horrified at the disruption. I thought they should have been shouting just topsoil to the protesters, but maybe that joke will go over the heads of my audience. I mean, but my question to you is, I can see why everybody finds them terribly annoying. It is terribly annoying to see people who are convinced of their own righteousness and their own cause, in which I also believe, doing something which looks like a stunt, a silly, attention-seeking, you know, newspaper front page grabbing stunt. I can see why the public are irritated, but has Labour picked its side, and is it siding, do you think, with Just Stop Oil? Now it has committed, and it said one of its most important missions as it goes into the election and possibly government is to stop oil and gas in the North Sea. So on its website, which I had a quick look at, Just Stop Oil says you've got to pick a side and you should join with us, and the media have to pick a side as well. I'm trying to find the exact words they use. In fact, we don't need to, because Emma Brown is going to join us, Just Stop Oil spokesperson. Emma, thank you for coming on to talk about what's happened at Twickenham and what Keir Starmer has announced. Remind us of what you do say on your website, because I couldn't find the bit. You know, saying that if you don't join Just Stop Oil, whether you approve of your methods, you have to approve of your aims. Is that right?
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Pleasure.
Rachel. Well, it's not just a matter of belief, it's a matter of science, and it's a matter of common sense. Like, we can see out of our own window that things are changing. Gardeners can see that things are changing. We can see the news events around the world. We know that we can't continue expanding oil and gas, and it's a basic first step. And also, it's not a matter of perspective about whether or not we're getting people on side, because we've seen in an independent YouGov poll that came out on the 2nd of May that nearly 60%, 58% of the UK public support the demand. And this is why we do things like this. It's in order to get onto programs like this and to be able to make the arguments that are not being made enough, and our politicians are not being challenged enough on the decisions they're making that are affecting the lives of UK citizens. So I think that's why we're seeing Keir Starmer, who, let's be honest, is only going to go with what is in public opinion because he wants to win the election. He's made this pledge, so that shows that there's broad public support for our demand, and I think that shows that, that what we're doing is effective.
Yes, I agree, but I would like to see a direct correlative between what you've done and Labour's decision. Is there any evidence that you have that you can point to say, and we went to see Keir Starmer and he agreed that our one aim, which is all over our website, which is no new oil and gas drilling in the North Sea, was really important, and therefore he was going to commit to end it. I mean, can you claim that, Emma Brown?
Yeah, well, Rachel Johnson, it's not as easy as that. Social change and political change is not as easy as we do an action and a politician says, because you've done that action, we've committed to this. What we've seen, and there's another YouGov poll that tracks this, is that as our actions became, because we started off back in April last year doing oil terminal disruption, directly targeting oil and gas companies and infrastructure, targeting profits, and that didn't get any media coverage. What we saw in October was a steady understanding of our demand, and also a radical flank effect where more people were joining other environmental groups like Friends of the Earth. So we've seen that this has a direct effect, and then we've seen that Labour and all the other political parties, actually apart from the Conservatives, support the demand. But what is a crucially important point is that we cannot wait for another government to come in, because the projects that are currently in the pipeline looking to be approved, projects such as the Rosebank oil field, which would produce more emissions than the lowest 28 income countries in the world, we can't let these go ahead, otherwise basically we're going to...
Okay, well, Labour, as you know, hasn't committed to cancel Rosebank, and the other one, which begins with C, which I can't find immediately in my notes. What's it called? Cambo. So Labour's not cancelling those. So do you think this is only a partial success then when it comes to your main demand? Would you like to see Labour commit to cancelling those two new sites as well? Obviously you would, but I mean, are you going to carry on then from making your case so Rosebank and Cambo are going to be cancelled?
I think that the interesting question is that you're kind of accepting that what we're doing is having effect.
I am, I think. Yeah, I think I am.
But also I would also ask you though, that it's not like it's our demand because we are the only ones that want to stop.
No, as you said, the public is behind.